Okay, so I'm gonna give it a little context, but in case you don't care, here's the timestamp for the video. Now, if you followed me for a while, you might be wondering, what the hell are you doing posting a Charlie Kirk video? It's not the same as my other videos. But to be honest, I've been obsessed with this kind of stuff, history, geopolitics, for years. And I even made a video about the history or the origins of the Jews and Arabs in Palestine a few years back. But anyway, I've seen Charlie Kirk's videos for a while now. And every time I'd watch them, like, I'd always have some sort of rebuttal in my head to like everything, especially with Israel and Palestine. And I always wanted to debate him because I knew, like, because most of the people he debates, you know, dumb college kids, they say the wrong things, and it's like every time. So I figured, since me and him do agree on some things, I feel like he would respect my logical train of thought on some other things, and I figured it'd be a really good conversation. So when I found out he was coming, I was hyped. I prepared the points that I wanted to talk about, and I thought of like the main things I wanted to address that I think would be the best, like what could be the best possible thing to say to Charlie Kirk to have the most productive conversation possible. So when the debate started, I wasn't ready for like the random turns that a conversation or like debate could take. I had the information in my head and the points that I wanted to, you know, go into, but that I wasn't the best at. And also I have a tendency to use more words than I need to, if you couldn't tell by this intro so far. And also he said that we gotta hurry up, we gotta like right from the beginning, so that didn't help. But at the end, he did say that we'll have to take this up another time or something like that. And I thought that would be sick, because now like I know how it works. I know like a better way to like start the debate and like go through it. I'm prepared a little bit more, you know. And I did get some good points in there. It did go overall well, but to do this again, it would be nuts. Even if that doesn't happen, some of the points that I want to talk about would actually make some really cool videos for YouTube, Instagram. So I plan to do that in the coming whatever. I've said that in the past about other stuff and it didn't happen. But I don't know. These could be pretty cool. So even on Instagram, I could post that easier, which I guess if you only follow me on YouTube, follow me there too. I guess, so like I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to like post cool stuff on social media, and it's kind of working. I don't know, but yeah, if you follow me on Instagram too, I guess that'd be pretty cool.
Very nice out with the sun.
Yeah!
I'm in the shade.
Yeah. So hello, Charlie. My name is Demetrios. I actually drove 2.5 hours down from the suburbs to come see you. I'm up Prospect. I went to Hershey.
I went to Wheeling.
Yeah. I learned that.
Anyone else from Wheeling? No?
There you go, there you go.
I will try not to hold that against you. Yes, you should boo Hershey at all times. Yes, you should.
I wouldn't blame you.
Awful color scheme.
Yes.
That's what everyone says.
Yes.
But so I've been seeing your videos for so long. One day, about 2 weeks ago, I was watching your videos and I'm thinking, damn, just put me in, coach. I want to get in front of you, have a conversation. That would be the best thing ever. I wake up the next morning and I see you're coming to ISU. I had to come. So here I am. Now, one thing I appreciate about you is that I could find your logical train of thought in a lot of the issues you talk about, which I can relate to and I really appreciate. And also, to the point that you've reached now, where you're hanging out with Trump, more than hanging out, you helped him get elected, you're going to Air Force One, you're going to Greenland with Donald Trump Jr. after the proposed conquest of the island. That's some Lewis and Clark type shit, like to just see your name written down there. And when I thought that, I was like, that's crazy how a kid from my area can do that.
And honestly, I have to pinch myself that just a kid from Wheeling has been able to. Well, I went to Wheeling.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about me for a second.
No, a kid from Wheeling who went to MacArthur Middle School and Wheeling High School is able to be, you know, in the court of kings and travel the world. It's an only in America success story, truly. So thank you for saying that.
So that is something that I find inspiring, very inspiring to me. However, being that I'm from the same area, I feel in some sense obligated to let you know, sometimes when we get to that point, when we reach the highest of heights, we lose the sense of what's right. And I think I want to go in, like you said, run the whole gauntlet on abortion. I want to run the gauntlet with Charlie Kirk, Israel, Palestine.
Okay.
So
Let's go as fast as we can, though. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you want to run the gauntlet. So why don't you tell me what you believe on it? That's the best way to start.
Well, I was planning on starting. I just want to confirm your belief. Your belief is a one-state solution. Israel's that one state because Israel is the true indigenous people to that land, and therefore they have a right to that land.
I mean, I would say it's a little more complicated than that. Number one, I think Israel's existence is a miracle, not a mistake. The new creation of Israel, 1948, 46. Number two, Israel has a right to exist. And number three, its neighboring government structures are, at best, let's just say, annoyingly evil, at worst, largely illegitimate. And so, mainly the Palestinian Authority. But we could dive deeper into that. Of course, we would welcome a multi-state solution if they're actually acting like states, similar to Jordan or similar to Egypt, not as terrorist proxies. But I try not to be too ideological on this topic. I am a Christian, so there is a theological undercurrent and element to it. But anyway, that's my position, and tell me yours.
Yeah, so I think my position is really, I think the question starts off a lot of the time with, does Israel have a right to exist? I reject that notion, or I reject that premise of the conversation. I think Israel does exist. Israel has won the right to exist. The question should be, and the focus should be, does Palestine have a right to exist? Or at the very least, do the Palestinian people have a right to self-determination?
Great, so let's pause there if that's okay. I don't mean to interrupt you. So what is Palestine? Who are Palestinians? And what geography are they entitled to?
Yeah, so the Palestinian people are the people that live in the land of Palestine. What is the land of Palestine?
So tell me, what is the land of Palestine?
Okay, so the land of Palestine is the region between Egypt and Syria. It was described by Herodotus as Palestina, and then it was derived off the term Peleset, which is part of the Sea Peoples.
Herodotus was way after the creation of the nation of Israel, right? So Herodotus was like,
of course,
like maybe 200 AD, if I'm not mistaken.
But the people.
So, time out. So everything from Egypt to Syria, would that include?
No, between Egypt and Syria, between the Jordan River.
Let me list off a couple things. Does that include Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Hebron, Capernaum?
Yeah, all those areas.
So the modern state of Israel is what it incorporates.
Israel is located on the geographical region of Palestine.
So just so we are clear, Palestinians, and we have to define who those people are.
I'd love to do this.
Yeah, do they have a moral right to set up a government in Tel Aviv?
In Tel Aviv? I don't know.
Well,
I don't think
you're
so.
the one contesting it, so tell me.
So I actually don't think right now, I don't think that's where it's going to go. I think Tel Aviv is the current core of the Israeli state right now. I think if any Palestinian state is going to be established, it's going to be, based around Gaza or the territories in the West Bank. But I think, what's it called? Sorry, I'm like hearing this at the same time. Yeah. So, but I'm glad you brought this up because I think your position is that the Palestinians as a people group, as an ethnic group, what do you think? Do you see them as a nation?
I need you to tell me, well, it depends. You need to tell me who they are and what does it incorporate. So is every person in Jordan a Palestinian?
No, not every person.
Well, okay, but who are the Palestinians? Because most of them are Jordanian refugees.
So the Palestinians are the people that lived in Palestine. I'm going to expand on that. Are you ready? So the first people, they're the people, the Canaanites, thousands of years ago, that mixed. I'm getting. Trust me, I'm smarter than you think about this. I'm not.
You got to go quicker. You're losing the audience.
So the Canaanites.
They're already calling for another question. You got to go quicker.
The Canaanites mixed in with other groups of people. The Palestinian Christians. Okay, the first people to convert to Christianity. Where were they? They were in the land of Israel, right?
No, you're right. Israel, not Palestine. You're right.
Yeah. Okay, they were in the land of Israel.
You just said it was Israel, not Palestine.
Yeah, I know. But listen. Okay, so those people. So they were the Jews and the indigenous people at that time, right? That converted. Okay, and there's still Christians in that land today, right?
Decreasingly so, but yes, of course.
Okay, so aren't the Palestinian Christians the most indigenous to that region?
Well, no, because the Jews predated them, right? I mean, the land of Canaan, or Judea and Samaria, has been the Jews for well over 5,000 years. Well, yeah, ish. 4,000 years. And so, again, we can go all the way back to the Mesopotamians, but the most rightful claim to the land is that of the Jews. Let me go back to one final question, though. let me understand. There are 45 plus Arab majority, Muslim majority countries in the world.
Yes.
Why does one Jewish majority country get so much attention, including your advocacy?
There's 20 plus Bantu majority countries in Africa. Does that give the black Americans the right to go and return to their homeland and establish a state? No, because when they did do that, when they tried to establish Liberia, they set themselves up as the ruling class. They pushed the indigenous Liberians into the interior, and they eventually got investigated for forced labor
It was
practices.
a disaster by President Monroe. I will acknowledge that. But that doesn't answer. I just want, what would you consider to be a resolution to what's happening in the region? We'll end with that.
Okay, so I think Israel, they should, of course, I don't think a peaceful future will exist with Hamas. So I think
Credit to you. That's a morally clear statement.
So I think Israel's focus should be on that. For one, destroying the tunnel networks, getting the hostages back, using their intelligence network that they used in all these decades to assassinate neo-Nazis on all different continents. The Hamas leaderships in different countries focus on the leadership, focus on unconventional means to take out Hamas. And then, you know what? Work with the Palestinian Authority. It's corrupt. I will acknowledge you that. But you know what? It's better than the terrorists.
You gotta answer your FaceTime right now.
I find very little to disagree with that. We'll have to take this discussion on at another time. Thank you very much.
I would love.
Thank you. God bless, man. Thank you.